We wake up by the sunrise, and you're staring back at me.
Hey Catalyst, it's Kyle, and today is day 3 of our Ardent Spiritual Emphasis Week. And Ardent is defined as enthusiastic or passionate. And here's the challenge that I'm putting out for this week is can you give 1% of your morning and 1% of your evening to God? 1% of your day is 14.4 minutes. So can you give 14.4 minutes in the morning and 14.4 minutes in the evening? Yesterday, I put out the spiritual reality of God and God alone is awesome. And so the spiritual reality that I want us to look at today is that God is still on the move. And in Acts chapter 2, we see the disciples all in one place waiting for God to move. And the reason they're there is because Jesus told them, you need to go to Jerusalem and wait for me and wait for the presence of God to come and to receive power. And on this day when Pentecost happened, they were all together waiting in one accord, and the Holy Spirit fell. It said they fell like tongues of fire, and there was a sound from heaven like a roaring, rushing wind. And ever since that moment, God's been moving, and the church has just exploded. One of the events and movements that I want to look at is the Azusa Street revival, and that happened in the early 1900s. And the Azusa Street is known as the origin of the Pentecostal movement. And before it moved to the Azusa Street, it was at 216th North Bonnie Bray Street. And here's a picture of that house. And the person who was kind of the leader, or kind of the forefront at this point, was named William J. Seymour. And he's a one-eyed 34-year-old son of a former slave. And here he is at the center of what God is doing in this incredible thing. And people are coming, and the power of God, and they're meeting God, some people for the very first time, and lives are being changed night after night. And it just grows and grows and grows. And people are there to experience the presence of God. And one of the observers that was there and that lived in that neighborhood was quoted for saying this. He said, "They shouted 3 days and 3 nights. It was Easter season. The people came from everywhere. By the next morning, there was no way of getting near the house. As people came in, they would fall under God's power, and the whole city was stirred. They shouted until the foundation of the house gave way, but no one was hurt." You see, when God moves, people's lives are changed. And we're still getting to be able to be part of that movement. And so today I want you to think and pray about that. Are you a part of what God's doing? Are you a part of the movement that God is doing? And if you're looking for some Bible verses to read, you can read Acts chapter 2, verses 1 through 7. And then also look at verses 14 through 21, and then also 38 through 41. And and if you want to, read the whole book. Read the whole chapter of Acts, Acts chapter 2. And the thought that I want you to think about is, how does God want to move through you to reach your friends, your family, your school, your work, your team? And also, take some time to pray, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth here as in heaven. And then think through, what does that really look like for God's will to be done here as in heaven? Anyway, have a great day.